Hey guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to my stream, and another chapter working on this guy right here, the Su-35S Flanker E. I'll just run the intro and we'll get into it, shall we? Okay guys, well, we are back and we are painting some more. We're doing some more painting on this guy. I'm going to show you something that's a big change, okay? Bing! What happened? What happened, you say? Well, I tried to lay down some of the base color, the very first coat that I was going to put on there, and it wasn't covering all my little black lines that I did last time. And it was looking like I'm gonna have to do 3, 4, 6, 8 coats of paint just to cover up my squiggly, stupid lines everywhere. And that's not gonna work. So I decided, let's pull back and start from scratch. And so I have black based this. I laid down my Mr. Surfacer 1500 black with some Mr. Surfacer leveling thinner, Mr. Color leveling thinner, and now the whole thing's black. Obviously, except for the engines, which are going to be a bunch of chrome and other colors and stuff like that. Chrome and copper and burnt iron, and airplanes taken off in the background. Yeah. So she's black. So now I'm ready to start putting some color down. The strategy now is a little bit different, okay? Because now I'm just going to lay it down with this and we're going to go full hog, cover the whole thing. And then once we've got a layer down, now we go in with some highlights and we go in certain areas and stuff like that. So this stuff will do quite a bit, because we're going to need quite a bit. Okay, which is why I bought 2 of these. Because we got to do a lot of coverage with this plane. So this stuff is a watercolor. It's similar to Vallejo. We thin it with airbrush flow improver from Vallejo. I do a roughly 50-50 mix. I could do a little more and get away with it, but I want to do about a 50-50 mix, something like that. That's roughly 50-50, I think so. And so we'll mix it up, stir it up a little bit here. It is, even with the flow improver, it's a little bit thicker than water, thicker than if I mixed a Tamiya 50-50 or a Mr. Color 50-50. But this is the correct color for the plane that I want, so that's why I'm using this AK 3rd Gen Air series color. So I think my painting camera is still working. I think it's a little choppy, but you know, I always speed that up and speed run through that so you guys don't watch an hour of spray painting anyway. So my airbrush is all ready to go. It's nice and clean. And so we'll put some in the cup here. And I'll change the camera and we'll get to it, shall we? Alright, let's see here. Where are we? Okay. I think we're still choppy. Yeah, it's choppy, but it is what it is. I've got my fins. I even did those all in black, but we're going to move these out of the way here. This is my water for cleaning the airbrush, just hot water. Okay, let's start on the bottom first. Why not? Let's do the bottom first. This stuff does flow nicely, so it should be fairly easy to get some good coverage on this. Like I said, I'm going over the whole thing first. basically I'm going to continue on this, but on the top side, and get this all covered up. As you can see, it takes a long time to do that because I'm not just flooding it all with one big color. And so it does take time. It takes a long time to get this in there. And you can see this is basically what it looks like. And that's just one coat, and that's one color. And we've got 2 more colors to do. And so it's going to take time, guys. That's what it is. And it is what it is. But that is where I want to leave this for today. I am going to continue this. I'm just going to do it off camera, okay?
Thousands of tears later.
Okay, guys, well, I'm back. We are back. And, yeah, thanks, plane, for taking off right while I'm trying to talk. We got the base coat done. Got that all done now. And I have given that some time to dry. That time being roughly a day and a half. And I spent a couple of hours masking off a bunch of stuff for our next coat, our next color. So I'll just give you a little preview of what this guy looks like now, with all the masking that I've done on it. It is kind of unfortunate that you go through all this process because I don't know exactly where you need to mask. And the last thing I want to do is try and say, oh, I only paint this part, but I didn't paint quite enough, and now I've masked it, and it's going to look stupid. So I paint the whole thing, and then I don't have to worry about that stuff. So we've got masking here, masking on the bottom also, okay? Lots of masking tape everywhere. I've masked off the wings. I've masked off the landing gear bay doors. We're ready for our next color. That color being my light blue. I'll show you the actual color. This is a light blue. My pre-mixed color. I think I told you guys in episode 1. I took the Mr. Color Interior Blue and I mixed it with some of Tamiya's Dark Sea Gray. Okay, and I kind of mixed them a little bit, and so it kind of desaturated the blue. So it's not quite the same color as the cockpit, but it's kind of close. Yeah. So get that done. I believe I have thinned it already, if I remember correctly, so I think I should be able to just put it in the airbrush and go. I think. Yuala. I saw the zoomed in camera and thought brown and blue ink. Then the larger camera reveals it's coffee. Oh. Yeah, no, it's coffee. Yeah, that's right. I gotta have my morning coffee, you know, it's just one of those things. Okay, so let's have a look here. I think I've thinned this enough. Yeah, I believe it is thin enough. So I should be able to. I'm just going to make sure speaking of cameras, this should be ready to go. So I can actually show you guys on my painting camera. Let's see here. Put some of this into my brush. Let's start off with that. It is basically painting the whole thing over again, minus a few little spots, but yeah. I will start with painting the nose. I do have the nose painted. I just have it sitting on a stick right now. This guy here. Here's our nose cone. Yeah, he's painted. He's ready to go. So I'll do the little bits first. And yeah, so I'll change the camera and we'll start. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so here's our little bits all laid out. And this little test spray working good. So yeah, I've just got it already masked, so it's just a matter of changing our color to this more bluish color like that. blue plane, oh, we got our tail fins to do too. Focusing on that, I forgot all about these guys. So I'll do those guys. I'll switch back and we'll do that. Bing. Alright. Let's take care of these guys. Get them off of here. Start with this guy. We're done with the blue. That's it. So I'm not going to bother forcing you guys to watch me do this. This is where I'm going to end this particular color.
Later.
We're back again. It's now been, I think it's been over 2 days now since I laid down that light blue color. This color here, it's got that done. And so I have let that all dry nicely, and I've spent another few hours masking it all off again on both sides, and we're ready to paint the third color. Okay. I do have to take my little blob off of this first here. Yeah, so we're ready for our third color, and that third color is going to be the dark sea gray. XF54, this is our third color, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. I have my tail fins and everything all masked off, so I'll put those over here too in preparation. I also have 3 of the 4 landing gear bay doors masked off. The 4th door is actually on the plane right now, sitting right there. He's right there ready to be painted. I just taped him on because I needed to mask that line that's going to go through there on the masking. So anyway, yeah, he's there. The other 3 are loose, obviously. Okay, so I do want to thin this out a little bit. I have been encountering some spraying issues. Now all of a sudden there we go. That's my paint mixer, guys. That's what I use. You guys see me reach down on the floor all the time? I'm pressing onto this, and that mixes up my paints. Okay. It's funny how the camera can't pick up how fast it's spinning. It looks like it's spinning really slow. That's funny, but it's not. It's really vibrating fast. Anyway, that's that. In case you guys were wondering exactly what it is I'm doing when I lean down forward there with my paint all the time, well, you just got to see. I think I need to thin this out, even though every time I put a bunch of thinner in these, I put a little T on the top so I know. I think it is thinned enough. My airbrush is ready to go. I'm going to get my paper towel all ready. Airbrush is ready to go. I think my camera's going to work. It should work. You know, having these technical difficulties with my painting cam all the time. Go. I'll start with the smallest bits first and work my way up to the actual plane. let's try our painting cam here and see what we look like. And we're looking good. All right, so do this, turn this a little bit more like this. There we go. Okay, so let's move my coffee out of the way so I'm not spray painting that. And we'll just move you here. I only have to do this little tip on this one. So that's all he's going to get. Just like that, and that one's done. Nice and easy, right? This guy just gets a little bit of love over here. Okay, so I want to have enough time, switch back here. I want to have enough time for the primer to dry, so I'm just going to quickly dump this out and get some primer in my, I'll get my blue paint in there and fix those few little areas up, and that way I can give that enough time to dry by the time I'm actually coming at it with the gray.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
And we can go back to doing our final coat of color. Alright. Now to make sure I've got gray coming out of here, not blue. Good. Alright, so this one is done, I believe. So let's go to this guy. He is done. How about this guy? do. So I've got to let that dry for at least for a few minutes before I continue on. Before I remove the masking tape. So I'm going to clean up my brush. I'm going to put that blue down on that one section again so that I can finish off that one tail fin. I'll skip ahead on that part right about now. We're ready for the reveal, guys. We're ready for the reveal. So I'll change the camera to my overhead here and we can get a good picture and get a good view of all of our parts. So take the masking tape off of all of these. And we get our different colors. Okay, so there we go. There's our underside. Okay. And we flip over and here's the top. Alright. Now, finally, we get to finish the painting series. Right? Painting, the main painting part is done. Obviously, except for the engines. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get rid of this sticky substance, the tape residue on my engines. I do know that something like brake clean will take it off without a doubt, but it also will take off the paint. So I'm hoping I can figure out something that will take off the residue without taking off the paint, because I don't want to have to mask everything and repaint it all again. And also, I need something that will attack the residue but leave the paint alone, especially the paint around surrounding it, which obviously means I'm going to have to mask it all anyway. But yeah, I'll have to figure that out. I'll test a couple of things on it, and we'll see. But this is where I'm going to end it, guys. This is it. We're done for this particular section finally. And so I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming out. Obviously, been doing this around Christmas time. I've got my Christmas music going in the background. So yeah, I invite you to hit the like button and hit subscribe down below there. Check out my links in the description box, and you'll see some links there, particularly to my Instagram, where I upload all still pictures of everything that I've done in the past. Every time I finish a project, I take a few pictures of it and I upload them on there, so you can check those out. And yeah, hit 1,000 subscribers and we'll do a collaboration video with my fiance, and we'll build a couple of Porsches. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you all in the next one.